Okay, we'll call the meeting in order. We have a minimum quorum of 4 minutes for review and approval. Regular meeting.
I move we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion made and seconded. Any additions, corrections, discussion on the minutes? Lacking any? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are carried. Bills, communications. Tyler?
So for the month of November, we paid the NICEAG bill in the amount of $147.06. That was paid online on the 25th of November. We have the pros through for 2 invoices. We have one in the amount of $2,362.50. We have another one for $4,077.50. Then we have the pilot payments. We got confirmation on there's a Brisky House, so their payment will not be received through us this year. So we'll rework that next year. So we have A1. We have A1 pumping in the amount of $21,515.52. And then we have the other house for Enzo Aurora, the Roland House. So they have 2 disbursements. One will go to Southern Cayuga School District in the amount of $14,105.70. And then they have a payment to the Village of Aurora for $3,190.99. I also received the invoice for the chamber membership in the amount of $275. You don't see that in your packet. I received it this afternoon. So that will also be paid.
Before we do this, who else do we have on the phone?
Hey, it's John. Hello, everyone.
Hi, John.
And Gina came
Hi,
in.
John.
Hi, Gina.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, is there a motion to pay our bills?
I would move we pay the bills. I do have one question though.
Okay. We have a motion and seconded.
What is the engineering firm billing? What work is the engineering firm billing us for now?
So one of the bills, so it's both basically they're doing a lot of the design and they're still doing some back and forth with DEC. So they are making sure, not only working with DEC, but they're also getting the engineering started so that we're ready to get in the ground as soon as we can, or go to bid as soon as we're able to.
That's what I wanted to know, if they were doing some of that work, and I'm glad that they are. Thank you.
Further questions? All in favor of paying our bills?
Aye.
Is there any opposed on paying our bills? Motion carried. Taylor, Treasurer's report.
So the profit and loss budget performance report for the month of November, we see we have project fees in the amount of $49,493.44. The savings account accrues $75.06, which is your CD. For the total income of $49,568.50. We have legal notice fees for $140.47. Your operations for the month were $145.47. We have the industrial park that you see out here for the $147.06. It looks like the engineering for $4,253.13. Which leaves you with an income balance of $45,022.84. And at the bottom, you see the accounts with their balances, along with the restricted funds, which are the pilot payments that will be dispersed. And then we have the pilot payment invoice report, which we now see that all of the pilot payments have been paid, except for the Zabriskie House, which they're still on the tax rolls. So so that's why that is still left blank. But all payments have been made and will be dispersed tomorrow.
The motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Move it.
There was second.
I'll
Thank you.
second.
Discussion on treasurer's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Unfinished business.
So I do not have a draft ready program for you. We're still confirming if all 4 projects need that assistance. Taylor's been making some calls, and that will dictate what this program looks like. So I'm going to bring that back next month so that we can really be committed to what it actually looks like. Because if it's just for one project that needs the help, that will determine the structure versus if there's 4 projects. That's all I have on ready right now. Board evaluations is just a reminder. Taylor, how many of these do you have?
No.
Let's see.
So just a reminder to get those to Taylor. You can email them, drop them off, or you can mail them without a return address so that we just want to make sure we have all set in for the January Governance Committee meeting. CCIDA staff update. One of them is on the screen. We hired as you know, we hired a new business development specialist. This is Meg. Meg, would you like to introduce yourself to the group?
Sure. My name is Meg Gallo. I live in Ledyard. I've been here for about 10 years. My background is in business startup, supply chain, and administration. I'm very happy to join the team. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Welcome.
Thank you, Meg.
Yep.
Some of the main projects that we've been working on, both just about everybody that comes onto the CCIDA staff is, kind of trial by fire. We toss a lot of stuff out there all at one time, and right now is no different. So in addition to just the standard work that we're doing, as Meg came in, we've launched the DRI, the Downtown Revitalization Initiative Small Project Grant Fund. That application went out early December. It is now available to small business or to businesses and property owners in downtown Auburn within the boundary of DRI. That can be used for leasehold improvements, renovations, signage, some soft costs, permanent machinery and equipment. There's also a piece of it set aside for expenses related to improving resiliency during and beyond COVID. So the first round of applications for just the COVID expenses, if there's anyone looking for just that, is actually due tomorrow. And then the full program application, which could include COVID expenses, but also could be building renovation. So a property owner looking to reactivate upper stories and do some renovations or something along those lines. That application is due January 18th. So we only have a couple coming in for this first round, and then we'll have hopefully a bunch more for the second round, because we have $600,000 in that pot of money to get out. $600,000. So we do know of a number of businesses that are applying, and we'll keep you posted on that. We also just launched a Shop Local ad campaign. So we are providing free advertising to small retail and restaurant businesses. We have a print, digital, and soon radio campaign to promote shopping local. We are featuring businesses in these campaigns or in these ads. And basically, we're asking them to fill out a form with their business information, submit it to us, and then we're including them in the ads. The first ad ran today. I expect radio will start within a week. And We are prioritizing businesses that have under $300,000 of annual revenue, but if we don't have enough interest from those small businesses, we will run other businesses as well. We have 10 already in the campaign, and we are looking for many more. So if you know any small retail or restaurant businesses that would benefit from free advertising for nothing more than filling out a 3-minute survey, then by all means, please pass that along. They can reach out to us, or they can search Shop Local on CCIDA's website, and there's information about it there. So please help us spread the word in your various areas. I was pleased with the first round of businesses. They were somewhat geographically diverse, so we have a nice group of initial businesses in the campaign. What's the other one? Meg is working on a micro enterprise program and a series of trainings for that. We will be launching that series in hopefully February, and it will focus on getting someone from, you know, thinking about a business to a series of trainings on various topics of getting to a place where they're confident and comfortable, including topics like business planning, financial literacy, financing, the legal aspects of starting a business, you know, succession planning, all that fun stuff. So excited about that. And then what's the other big one, Meg? Is there another one? No? Okay. So those are the big ones we're pushing right now. And I'm sure there will be more to come. We are keeping an eye on all the regulations that are changing right now. The governor keeps kind of minutely making little tweaks here and there to the system. So we're keeping an eye on that. We're also spending a little bit of time reminding businesses that receive PPP about certain aspects of that program. As of right now, the PPP forgiveness is not taxable income, but that means they can't deduct expenses paid with that funding from their taxes for 2020 if they reasonably expect to receive the forgiveness. So it's something that we want businesses to start talking to their accountants about now, rather than waiting until they're filing their taxes and being potentially surprised by a big tax bill. A lot of the smaller businesses that receive smaller loans are probably not going to see an issue. You know, a lot of businesses lost a lot of money this year, so it might not impact some businesses, but we want people to be aware of it. It's also possible Congress might fix it. We don't know, maybe. So in the meantime, we just want to spread that word too. So if you talk to any businesses that happen to have received PPP, please do tell them to talk to their accountant about their tax liability there.
If they're gonna fix that, it would have to be soon.
We think they might fix it. Hopefully soon, yeah.
Yeah, because
So hopefully it'll be
once
wrapped
December
in.
31 midnight comes.
They could fix it right up until the filing date,
Oh, really?
I would think. I don't know. I'm assuming if they're going to do it, they'll do it with this next round of stimulus.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard to
Oh,
tell.
of course you don't.
It is hard to
If you
tell.
do, you don't belong here.
I would be making a lot of money.
Yeah.
No, but that is it's just something we want businesses to be aware of. And we think that perhaps there are a number that might not be. So it's just an education item. I think that's the main stuff, the big stuff.
Questions? Okay, new business.
I have a couple unfinished business, Ray.
Yep.
Ray, can you hear?
Herb has
What?
some.
Yeah.
Unfinished business.
I read in the paper that they are questioning the solar thing for the town of Conquest. Do you have any updates on that, Tracy?
I do not have any updates on that.
And then I'm a member of Farm Bureau, not near as active as Ray, and apparently they are coming up with a resolution pertaining to the solar project. And I would suggest that if you think it's all right, maybe we should officially invite the Farm Bureau to come to the public hearings on these. I think that would be more appropriate than just banning all solar projects because they use agricultural land. I think each one of these that we have, if we could send an invitation to them and let them participate if they have some concerns about them. That's all. Thank you.
The resolution went through at the annual meeting, which was held remotely. Class A prime farmland that is in the policy book that Farm Bureau is opposed to taking prime Class A farmland out of production or any type of development. You know, that's certainly not law, but that's the Farm Bureau's stand on it.
I understood that they were going to do that, and I think a blanket thing of opposing anything that takes farmland is not necessarily the right way to do it, but I think they should have input onto each of these projects, so if they have concerns with them, they can express them at the public hearing.
Yeah, that was the broad statement on how the resolution was. It was more specific than I just broadly said it. There was some debate about it.
Sure.
About,
thank you, Ray.
Yeah, there was quite a little debate about what you consider prime farmland, and you know, they cleaned up the language. When I get the policy book, I'll give you a call on it.
Okay, that'll be fine.
And yeah, it's right now. There's a meeting about there's a development over in Senate and Skinny Atlas that is being developed in an ag district, and they want to put $400,000 to $500,000 homes on it. Our Mark James is involved with that, so we're keeping an eye on that too. People forget there's a right to farm law in these towns. Okay, any other questions on any of that? Trace, I'll turn you over for the officers.
Yep, so the nominating committee met and they put forward they have a slate of officers. Herb, did you want to take this one?
Okay, we spent 2 or 3 hours discussing who should be the right people for these positions, but after a lot of discussion, we came up with a recommendation of Ray Lockwood for chairman, Paul Lattimore for vice chairman, John Latishine for treasurer and secretary, legal counsel, Paris Beach, general counsel, Gilbato Law Firm, and executive director Tracy, and acting treasurer secretary Taylor. And I would recommend a blanket recommendation for these. I tried to contact as many members of the board as I could, and I did have 2 of them ask questions as to what dollars were involved in the 4 things here that do get paid, and I thought maybe if Tracy didn't mind, instead of doing it in an open session, if she could just send a memo to the board how we pay the 2 law firms and basically what her and Tyler's salaries are.
Yeah, we can follow up with information about the dollars on those line items.
There were 2 questions, not that anybody, was opposed to any of it, but they wanted to know how come I didn't know what was involved with that. But anyway, if we could do that, I would recommend the approval of that slate of officers.
We should vote on that.
You usually carry the election forward.
Oh, I do that. Okay. I believe Herb just put the slate forward, and we'll need a motion and a second on the slate.
I would move we approve the slate.
I'll second.
Ben is seconding.
I'll
Is there
second.
any additional discussion? All in favor?
Right?
I
We could have
Aye.
waited all day. Any opposed? Carried.
Thank you, Kate.
Not used to doing that, I'm sorry.
That's why I said I turned it over to you. Resolution, ratifying prior adopted policy standards and procedures.
This is just an annual resolution we do. All of the policies have been reviewed by committees throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, we just, we either ratify or approve any amendments. This year, there were no amendments suggested by any of the committees. So those are all included in this resolution, as well as the makeup of the audit and finance committee and the governance committee, which we, in the resolution, kept the same. But if any changes need to be made there, we can make those changes here. But yeah, this is just a standard resolution.
Is there a motion?
I'll move.
Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor?
I
Any
Aye.
opposed? Carried. Upcoming, probably nothing.
We don't have a lot of events. Meg has a session this evening. Meg, do you want to talk about what your session tonight is?
Sure. I'm the chair of our Auburn SCORE chapter, and so we're doing one of our Simple Steps Q&As tonight. We are doing it on franchising. Through SCORE, we find that some people like the idea of starting a business, but they're not prepared to start one from scratch. So we find that franchising is a nice way for them to step into independent business. So tonight's Q&A is on franchising. Our guest speaker is Erica Davis from FranNet, and we have a representative from Made Right and a franchisee from Made Right.
And then I know that Jess is setting up a number of educational seminars, particularly around marketing. She has one coming up in January on taking a multi-pronged approach to a marketing strategy, and that's with Finger Lakes Radio Group to talk about radio and digital. But she'll have some other sessions. She has one coming up on January 13th as well. I think that was the reschedule of the cash flow management session. So that is also going to be available again. We had to move it, but we are trying to continue to do that. We're also working on setting up a multi-chamber networking event in January. So I don't have the details on that yet, but that will be out there as well. And we're starting to do some discussion groups with industry sectors. We plan to do an informational session on Department of Labor and workforce issues. So we have a lot of businesses asking about questions like, what happens to my unemployment premiums after 2020 when I had to lay a bunch of people off for a period of time? And so we're looking to plan a session around that. So we have a lot of more educational stuff and discussion sessions coming up as well, if you just keep an eye on that. We are not doing an economic forecast luncheon. Because lunch.
Is there any more updates on the sewer project?
On the sewer, there's been a few back and forths between. I know Chris Lewis from Probst is going back and forth with Doug Selby on occasion as they're doing this engineering work. He wants to make sure to incorporate specific needs of the Sewer and Water Authority around things, all sorts of things like diesel versus natural gas generators, and I don't understand it all, but he's been asking Doug Selby a lot of those questions to make sure they're engineering for a system that will work for the operator in the community. So that's been going on, and then there's been some communication with the Milk Ingredients about their timeline. It does look like the path to get CMI what they need is to do that Eagle Drive line first and get that up and running on their timeline for the new evaporator, which is spring 2021. So that's the plan right now. Nothing from DEC though.
Is there a need for an executive session? Rick said, shook his head no. Anything else before this, Patty?
Did I forget anything? Oh, no, we just did a motion and a vote
For which?
for the resolution. That's okay. We can just put it in here as a regular vote.
Motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
Have a nice holiday, everyone.
thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Take care.